And just like that, we are back for another Cheltenham preview episode. Back on the horse, back on the horses, back waffling, back giving absolutely terrible anti-post tips. Although I did watch an in the know episode last night, and apparently I am backing or tipping in some races the same as Paul Keeley and Tom Siegel, depending on which race you're talking about. But they have put up some horses the same as me, particularly in some of the handicaps. So we're either all losing or all winning, and ideally it's going to be the latter, but it could be the former. But anyway, 2 days are gone. We've done tips for both Champions Day and also Ladies Day. We're on to Thursday now. We're on to St Patrick's Thursday, which is on the 12th of March next week. It's actually in 9 days time. 9 days time, because we're recording this on Tuesday before. But yeah, no more waffle, Chapman. We're going to get right into this. We're going to start 1:20 p.m. the Ryanair Mares Novice Hurdle Grade 2 over 2 miles and about 1 furlong next Thursday to kick us off on St Patrick's Thursday. The Guinness will be flowing. The Guinness village will be rammed full of Irish, as it normally is. Just full of people, in all honesty. It will be very lively, I'd imagine. But yeah, we'll start with the 1:20 Ryanair Mares Novices Hurdle Grade 2, 2 miles, about 1 furlong. I'll bring the odds up right on your screen now, ladies and gentlemen. So we got a solid favourite in this, Bambino Fever, last year's bumper winner at 11-10. Old School Outlaw at 3-1. Selma Devery at 6-1. Echo in Silence at 10-1. Monge 2 at 10-1. Carrigmore Spruce at 14-1. Charme de Faust at 14-1. Le Conquier at 14-1. Mele une Vie at 14-1. Sounds like a French house song. And 16-1 bar in this race of madness. Yeah. This could be a cracker. We could get another big price winner like last year. Elm Entitlement at 18-1, I think I remember last year. Absolute hell of a winner. We haven't seen her since, really. Although I can't recall her making much of an appearance this season here of Entitlement. Henry de Bromhead's, I believe she's a Robcour trained horse, or Robcour owned horse, sorry, trained by Henry de Bromhead. But yeah, interesting race. It's a good race to watch, but not a race I particularly do well in. To put it lightly, I didn't get the winner last year. I think I backed the Nichols runner or Nichols horse. I think it was Jubilee Alpha. I think, or it might have been just a Rose. But yeah, didn't do well in this race last year. Never do, to be honest. Bambino Fever at 11-10. I mean, she is a bumper winner from last year. We know she likes Cheltenham. Would I be backing a horse at 11-10 in a Mares Novices Hurdle? Absolutely not. I will not be taking that price. I'm going to give you 2 each ways at big prices that I think, yeah, could go well. One of them is Irish Trained, and one of them I backed over at the DRF last, so not this year, last year, and I think she's potentially a very good horse for the future. And that's Carrigmore Spruce at 14-1. I think she could go well in this race. Yeah, she'll definitely, yeah, the trip won't be an issue, and she's pretty versatile. And I think at 14-1, I'll be happy to take a punt on her each way. The other horse I like, who I was blown away by, made a seasonal appearance at Chepstow. I was there on. It was on, I think it was on Bonfire Night back on the 5th of November last year. Believe she's trained by David Pipe, and he's had a couple of quiet years recently, but I feel like he's got a good horse in this one, and that's Kingston Queen at 16-1. She's been running well all season, and yeah, blew the entire field away at Chepstow back in November, and she likes a bit of cut. So if the ground continues to stay soft, I mean, we've had a couple of dry days recently, and I haven't really checked the forecast ahead of next week. But I think Kingston Queen at 16-1. Yeah, she'll be staying up that Cheltenham hill, and I think she could go really well in this, and I think she's probably. I mean, Leconcier's another good English shout, but I think she's probably one of the best from the English side of the Irish Sea that is available at a good price as well, and will most likely turn up in this race. So I'm going to put Kingston Queen up at 16-1, and also Carrickmorna Spruce at 14-1, and those are my picks for the Mares Novices Hurdle on St Patrick's Day. Moving on. We have next 2 p.m. the Jack Richards Novices Limited Handicap Chase Grade 2 over 2 miles and about 4.5 furlongs. This, 2 miles and a half handicap. A lot to like in this race. A lot to like. I feel like Cocktail Divan he's been put up by quite a lot of people. And he is favourite for this race, but I will bring the odds right up on your screen now. So, Cocktail Divan 4-1 favourite, Meaty by the Sea at 6-1, Regent Straw at 13-2, McClory at 8-1, Jacob's Ladder at 10-1, Jordan's Cross at 10-1, 6 Mile Ridge at 10-1, Slade Steel at 10-1, Soldier Milan at 21 and 12-1 Bar. There's a couple in this that I do like. You can have prices as far down the screen as you like. I mean, you've got a couple down at the bottom, right at the bottom at 15-1, including Josh the Boss and Ben Solo, two potential handy English handicappers, but I don't think will be troubling the market in this race. The first one that I like. I won't be taking Cocktail Divan at 4-1, but I will be taking one stinky each way right near the top of the market, and that is from my favourite trainer this side of the Irish Sea, Ben Pauling, and his JP McManus owned Meet Me by the Sea, who was a cracking novice hurdler last season, and I think he's taken to fences very well. And I'm not sure what his weight is yet off the top of my head in this handicap, but I think he's potentially a very good horse for the future, and I can see him. I can definitely see him being bang there in this race. I think 2.5 miles is his trip, and I think he's gonna be right there in the mix, and this is probably his race. Ben Pauling has stated he is one of his, as far as novices goes, Meet Me by the Sea is one of his best he's got in at the moment, and I think 6-1 he might be short on the day. I don't feel like there's going to be much movement in terms of these odds, but at 6-1 I'd be happy to take him and to post now at each way. I know it's a stinky each way, but if he's in the first 4, then you get your money back and a bit more. So I think it's a no-brainer really. The other horse I like in this, who's run at Cheltenham I think a couple of times this season, is coming over from the Irish Sea. I believe he's trained by Joseph O'Brien, obviously related to the master himself. He's incredible, really. He's incredible, and he used to train jumps horses, but now he's on the flat. And but we love the O'Briens. We love Aidan. We love Joseph. We love Donica as well. We love all of them. We love Rachel. We love Dean. We love Jack. We love Donald. We love all of them. We couldn't do without all these great people. But yeah, Kim Rock, 14-1. Looked like a good horse. He's been running in some good, decent handicaps already at Cheltenham, and he's got Cheltenham form. I'm not sure he's won a race at Cheltenham yet, but I believe he's come second in a race previously before Christmas in a handicap. And because he's got course form, and because 2.5 miles is the trip he's been running over at Cheltenham, I feel like the familiarity is there with that horse. And Joseph O'Brien, not got the best Cheltenham record, but I feel like he hasn't really got firing yet. And I just feel like there's something to come from him in this festival, and Kimrock could be the one, and I'm happy to take an each way on him, especially at 14-1. Yeah, no brainer for me. Kimrock each way at 14-1, and Meet You by the Sea each way at 6-1 as well in the Jack Richards Novices Limited Handicap Chase over 2 miles and 4 furlongs, or 2.5 miles. Those are my picks for that race. Moving on, Mares Hurdle. We've had the Mares Novices Hurdle. Now we've got the actual Mares Hurdle for the older, more spicier, or probably more settled down fillies and mares. They're all mares, aren't they? That's why it's called the Mares Hurdle, you plonker. But yeah, the Mares Hurdle. Or should I say 2:40 p.m. the Close Brothers Mares Hurdle, Grade 1 over 2 miles and a half, or 4.5 furlongs. Yeah, it's a bit of a bum fight at the top of the market in this one. I'll bring the odds up on screen right now for you guys. Lossiemouth, the beautiful queen of the greys, is at top of the market at 8-11. We then got Wadhu at 11-10. Bright Days Ahead at 13-8. Jade de Grugy at 4-1. Golden Ace at 10-1. She's probably champion hurdle bound, let's be fair, isn't she? Feet of a Dancer at 12-1, who I fancy in the Coral Cup, but could come here. Might not come here. I hope she goes to the Coral Cup because I got 20-1 on her. Car Geese at 14-1. Take their chances at 14-1 and 20-1 bar. Yeah, this is it's an interesting race. A lot will depend on where Lossiemouth goes. A lot of people think she'll go to the champion hurdle. I still think she's going to come here. I can see there's just something about, like, I know Mullins will want his best horse in the champion hurdle, but it's difficult. We don't know what Mullins is going to do. We don't know what Richie wants to do. What I will say, though, is I think Poneros has a live chance in the champion hurdle. There's just something about the way that horse has been trained this season. And I know this is the Mares Hurdle, but I think Poneros is going to have a say in where Lossiemouth goes. And 12-1 about Poneros in the champion hurdle is a big price. And I think he's a Triumph Hurdle winner. So is Lossiemouth, by the way. But Lossiemouth will get 2.5 miles. So I'm thinking she comes here. Will I take her on, though, on this season's form? Possibly. Wadhu's very good. She's very, 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 very good. Has got Cheltenham form as well. She won the Martin Pipe, didn't she, last year? Last race on the Friday. And Gordon Elliott normally does get a winner or two at Cheltenham Festival. Obviously not as much as Mullins does, but yeah, it's just a bum fight at the top of the market, really. I mean, BDA, Bright Days Ahead, is not going here. She's going champion hurdle, let's be fair. Gordon Elliott has said there's only one champion hurdle. So this race is honestly probably the most difficult race to call in the entire week. I mean, they're all difficult, let's be fair. But because of the two at the top of the market, it's just like, it's a straight shootout between the two. I'm going to put Wadhu up. I feel like Wadhu has just been running a lot better this season. She also has Cheltenham form. And because of the doubt about where Lossiemouth is going, I do think she'll come here. But I don't even know. I feel like Wadhu is a horse on the up. And Lossiemouth just hasn't been as good this season as last season, in my opinion. And I know she's a former champion. I know she's the reigning Mares Hurdle champion. I know she's a former Triumph Hurdle winner. And I know she's very good around Cheltenham. But at 8-11, I can't be having her at that price. I just can't. Because of how good Wadhu is. And because of the direction Wadhu is going. In all directions. So I'm going to put Wadhu up to win this race at 11-10. I I just think, yeah, I just feel like, as my computer makes a load of noise, yeah, it's just a really tough one to call. But I just feel like Wadu, yeah, I just feel like on a day she will give Lossiemouth a good run for the money. And if there's any chinks in Lossiemouth's jumping again, Wadu's a brilliant jumper, an absolute brilliant jumper, and yeah, she's my pick for this race at 11 to 10. There are a couple of horses. Shout out to Mercy at 20 to 1. She's a very good horse on her day. Also trained by Mullins. She's very ground dependent though, so that's probably why she's the price she is. Fido Dancer 12 to 1. I put her up for the Coral Cup, so I can't put her up for this. If she does show up here, she's a very good horse in her own right. She'll be running into a place for sure, but I'm not going to put her up because I think she might go Coral Cup. And that's just biased because I'm hoping she does go Coral Cup. Take No Chances at 14 to 1 is Dan Skelton. She is also a very, very good horse. So, yeah, this one's tough. I have backed another horse though in this race, and I've got her at 55 to 1. Her last run was a lot better than she's run previously this season, and she does go quite well at Cheltenham. And I think just at the price, I think she's down into 33 to 1 now. But she's trained by Jessica Harrington as well in Ireland, and that's Chitara at 33 to 1. I've got her at 55 as I'm already on. But I feel like each way value and a bit of value and a big price. Yeah, Chitara each way, 33 to 1. That would be my issue play in this race, but Wadu to win for me. So those are my picks for the Mayor's Hurdle. It's a tough one. It's probably one of the tough races of the week, to be honest, just because we don't know where Lossiemouth's going. We know Wadu's definitely coming here. We know Bright Days Ahead, even though she's got an entry in this, we know she's going to the Champion Hurdle. So, yeah, Wadu to win at 11 to 10, Chitara each way at 33 to 1. But I will caveat there and say I've got her at 55 to 1. So I am on at a bigger price, but yeah, shop around, because obviously I'm using odds from a certain bookmaker in these vids. Do shop around, see if you can find a bigger price about Chitara, because if you can get 50 to 1 and above, I'd be taking that each way. I think that's good value. I think she could run a big race in this one. So Wadu 11 to 10, Chitara 33 to 1 on this particular bookmaker is my picks for the Mayor's Hurdle. I waffled over that one too long, but it is a really tough one. But it doesn't get any easier, because up next in the 3:20 p.m. we've got the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle, Grade 1, over 3 miles. This one, yeah. He's good, isn't he, Tiupu? He's good. He didn't win last year. He got beat by his Rob Corr teammate. I was about to say stablemate, but he's not stablemate, is he? Because Tiupu is trained by Gordon Elliott, and Bob Ollinger is trained by Henry de Bromed. So obviously they have the same owner, but they're not from the same stable. But they're probably mates, aren't they? Let's be honest. So I'll bring the odds up on screen now for the Stayers Hurdle. Seven to 4, top of the market, Tiupu. Honesty Policy at 4 to 1. Cabal de Matan at 4 to 1. Bob Ollinger at 6 to 1. Marchand 2 at 7 to 1. Ballyburn at 10 to 1. Wadu at 10 to 1. Impose Toi at 14 to 1. Hewick at 25 to 1. Homebody Lee at 25 to 1 and 33 to 1 bar. Yeah, this is big. This is big. It's a big race. It's a 3-mile hurdle. It's normally won by an old geezer. This race, plenty of old boys have won this race. I'm gonna put a horse up at a massive price for this race, and he did win at Cheltenham last season. I think he's an absolutely huge price, and I watched an interview with Nicky Henderson earlier this week, and he's definitely coming here. And he's won lots of prize money already this season, and whatever he does win will go to charity. I'm going to put up Dolly the Great each way at 50 to 1. Yeah. He's in good form. Nicky says he will win his race, and he's got a great chance of a place shot. We know he stays. We know he likes it around Cheltenham. We know he has been running in handicaps, but he's also been running in graded races this season. And I just feel like 50 to 1 For Graham Alexander, yeah, blue and white colours. I feel like it's a no-brainer really, with Nicky Henderson talking about it in the way he has done in his interview this week. So Doddy the Great will be my each way play at 50-1. I will also put up the 4-1 shot, trained also on the English side of the Irish Sea, but trained by Dan Skelton, and that's Cabral de Matan. He's been running crackers this season. He was pulled out at Aintree last time, or it might have been Haydock. I'll double check that and clip it at the bottom of the screen because it was one of the two. But he's been running really well this season, and he was pulled out because of the ground last time. But yeah, I do think Dan Skelton has got a solid hand in this with Cabral de Matan, and yeah, if he doesn't win it this year, I do think he will win a Stayers Hurdle over the coming Cheltenham festivals up in the near future, because he is obviously a young horse and he's definitely improving, and he will get the trip. So yeah, my two picks for the Stayers Hurdle, keeping this one short and sweet, because one of them was obviously a 4-1, and that's Cabral de Matan. But the other one at an absolutely massive price is 50-1 each way about Doddy the Great. I just think, yeah, he could run a big race, and 50-1 I think is a huge price for him. But those are my picks for the Stayers Hurdle. Moving on to the Ryanair at 4 o'clock on Thursday, Grade 1 over 2.5 miles. Yes, we have an absolute cracker in this race, ladies and gentlemen. It is potentially one of the best Ryanairs we will see. It's going to be an absolute corker. It will be a corker, I can guarantee you that. We have the Ryanair chase. I'll bring the rods right up on screen now for you. We have a short price favourite in this race. But I'll take you through it right now. We have Factor Far, 4-7 favourite. Gaelic Warrior, 5-4. John Bon at 11-2. Banbridge at 6-1. Heartwood at 6-1. Impere Pass at 7-1. Django Bay at 7-1. Romeo Coolio at 7-1. Ilete Tom at 10-1. And 18-1 Bar. I do feel like this race is going to go to one of the ones at the top of the market, but I am including everything down to Django Bay at this point. I mean, Romeo Coolio could come here, but as a novice, I just feel like he should be running in the Arkle, but would it surprise me if Romeo Coolio came here? No. And will he get the trip? Yes. But I've put him up for the Arkle, and I think he will be running in the Arkle, so I'm not going to put him up for this race. Banbridge is very ground dependent. If the ground is good, consider it. Honestly, consider it. I would be considering putting up Banbridge if the ground is good, but he's obviously very ground dependent, and if there's any juice in the ground whatsoever, I wouldn't be taking a punt on Banbridge. The two at the top of market, obviously trained by Mullins, Factor Far and Gaelic Warrior, they're both incredibly short. Compared to what they're up against, I think this is a very stacked Ryanair. It's probably one of the best Ryanairs we've had for a few years, considering it's only a Grade 2 and you've got plenty of Grade 1 winners. I mean, you've got a Grade 1, multiple-time Grade 1 winner who's never been out the front two in his life, and he's 11-2 and he's in each way price, and that's John Bon, and he's definitely coming here. You can't. And he was brilliant last time at Ascot. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to put him up. You just can't. 11-2 about John Bon. Won multiple Grade 1s. I know he's not as good around Cheltenham, but he's up in trip, and he's been crying out to be up in trip. And I think 11-2 each way is a stinky each way, but you get 3 places anti-post, and I feel like that's just too good to turn down. So I'm going to put up John Bon 11-2 each way in this race. I'm also going to put up his stablemate, trained by Nicky Henderson also, and that's Django Bay at 7-1. I'm putting up the 2 Henderson runners in the Ryanair. I think they're both going to run crackers. I'm pretty sure Django Bay does go here as well, but I feel like John Bon's definitely coming here, and Django Bay possibly as well. So if they both run, I hope they do, but obviously it's not a run or no bet, so if they don't turn up here, then you're fine, but I feel like John Bon will definitely turn up here. I'm going to ignore the 2 at the top of the market, even though I'm a fool for discounting 2 Mullins runners at short prices. I just feel like this race is stacked. I feel like the Ryanair last year was so weak, and even though Factor File blew the entire field away, and it was probably the performance of the entire festival, he was racing against absolute turnips, and this is a much, much hotter race. So in the Ryanair, Michael O'Leary's race, I'll be putting up John Bon each way at 11-2, and also Django Boy at 7-1 each way. 2 Henderson runners in the Ryanair. Get us on a Ryanair flight to Dublin after one of these come in for plenty of Guinness. Those are my picks for the Ryanair. Moving on, second to last race of the first day, and possibly the most hardest to call. It literally could go bloody to anything in this race. I am going to put up 2 in this race though. 2 English train runners. But it is the 440, the Potence Network final handicap hurdle over 3 miles. They love a 3 mile handicap hurdle or 3 mile hurdle race, don't they, on the first day? I'll bring my odds right up on the screen for you now. Supremely West is short for this 4-1 favourite. Say Different at 7-1. Electric Mason at 10-1. Manila Emperor at 10-1. Absolutely Doing at 12-1. Ace of Spades at 12-1. Imposed Toir at 12-1. Melbourne Shambok 14-1. Yeah Man at 14-1. 16-1 Bar. I'm putting up 2 English horses for this race. It is a bit bonkers because obviously you just got to finish in any qualifier. As long as you're in the first 4, you qualify. So, but obviously a lot of these won't get in, but I am going to put 2 towards the top of the market, although they are both value each way, I think, in the Potence Network final. And first one is a Dan Skelton train runner. I believe he's owned by the Noel Feely Racing Syndicate. And that is to any Motorhead fans out there, if you like the gamble, tell you I'm the man. You win some, lose some, it's all the same to me. I'll be putting up Ace of Spades at 12-1. The Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades. Yeah, he's got Cheltenham form. He's won a couple of races here. And he will get the trip. And he has been running well this season. Dan Skelton loves the handicap. I just feel like Ace of Spades could be the one in this. He'll definitely stay. He's quite versatile. He's got Cheltenham form. He's 12-1. Play him each way. Can't go wrong. Ace of Spades each way. First pick in the Potence, 12-1. My next pick is a filly. She has an entry in the Mare's Hurdle. I don't think she's going there because the Mare's Hurdle is stacked. She's got a much better chance in this race, I think, and she has qualified. And that is La Vida Adiva at 18-1. She's been running very well this season. Has run some cracking races at a couple of northern tracks. I think Haydock being one of them. But yeah, I've been very impressed with her this season, and I feel like she's definitely a horse on the up, and she's gonna get a mare's allowance in this, and I feel like she will definitely get the trip, and she could be a danger to all those geldings at the top of the market. So I'm going to put up La Vida Adiva 18-1 each way, and Ace of Spades at 12-1 each way. Both each way place in the Potence Network final. Moving on. Final race on Thursday, 5:20 p.m. Roscon Group Falk Welwyn Kim Muir Challenge Cup Handicap Steeplechase. There's a 0-4-5 handicap, 1-4-5 handicap over 2.5 miles. Now this is an absolute, yeah, it's a blimmin'. I don't know where to start in this. What I will say is, flipping JP has a very strong hand in this race, and I believe his record is very good in this race as well. So I will bring the odds up on screen now, but to cut the story short, I will be putting up a JP runner in this race. The odds on screen right now. Jericho de Repene, 4-1 favourite. Waterpool Whispers, 13-2 favourite. We've got 2 JP runners at the top of the market. Yami and Stitches at 9-1. Hercules Westwood at 10-1. Jarive de Leste at 10-1. Kim Rock at 10-1. I've put him up for the previous race on Thursday's card, but he could go here, but I'm hoping he goes to the other race. But he could come here as well. Indoor at 12-1, Montregard at 12-1, and Booster Bob at 16-1. Daily Present 61, Lookaway at 16-1. Newton Tornado at 16-1. Prensgard at Twat at 16-1. The Short Go at 16-1. Fit and Native at 16-1. We've all been caught at 16-1 and 20-1 Bar. Been going way too fast in this one. This is fun. This is fun. I am gonna put up one of the JP runners at the top of the market. I'm not going to take Jericho de Rapine because 4-1 is way too short for a Kim Muir, and I don't really know what he is. He's ran over hurdles, he's ran over fences, he's had jumping issues. He ballooned that fence at Sandown beginning of last season, and it's just, yeah, I don't know what that horse is anymore, to be honest. I am going to put up JP's other horse, though, at the top of the market in this race, and that's Waterford Whispers. I just feel like he's one of those horses that, we don't... I just feel like he's been targeted for this race, and coming over from Ireland and everything, and he has run well at Cheltenham previously, and I can just see him being bang there. Jericho de Rapine will probably be there as well, but I can see Waterford Whispers running a big race in this, and I think 13-2, you can't go wrong each way. So Waterford Whispers at 13-2 will be my first pick for this race. I have got another each way play for this race, and he is trained on the English side of the Irish Sea. He's a horse that I hold very close to my heart because I just think, yeah, he's an absolute class. Sean Bowen gave an absolute cracker of a ride last season. He is a bit lazy. He does need a bit of encouragement. He does need a bit of a boost. Given the game away with that, haven't I? Boost the Bob, 16-1. I just feel like, yeah, he's going to be well weighted, I think, in this race. And I feel like Ollie Murphy will get a winner at Cheltenham at some point, and I can see just Sean Bowen just cracking the whip on this geezer and squeezing every ounce of juice on him. I think 2.5 miles, possibly on the short side for him, but if they go like the clappers and he's getting a stiff test, he'll be bang there, I think, come the end. And I think 16-1 is a massive price for Booster Bob. So, yeah, I'm happy to put him up each way, and also Waterford Whispers at 13-2 each way. So my final picks of the day on the Thursday card in the Kim Muir: Waterford Whispers 13-2 each way, and Booster Bob each way at 16-1. It's been a marathon. A bit like these 3-mile hurdle races on Thursday, they're marathons as well. I've had a long day. I was up at 6 a.m. I went down to Plymouth today, one of my site visits, or my first site visit this month, I'll say. Had a nice beer on the marina, or on the Barbican as we know it down in Plymouth. I was spent 3 years down there studying. It's good to be back in the cow smell of Somerset this evening. This will go out sort of towards the end of the week. Possibly Thursday night, might get out Wednesday, but it will be out by Friday. And then over the weekend I will be recording the final episode of the Cheltenham Festival Preview Series, or Chapman'S Cheltenham Festival Preview Series, and that will be Gold Cup Day. I do have a surprise for that, so I will be presenting it to you in the final episode of this series. It's been a blast so far. I think I've put up some good horses. I think we've got live chances in some of my picks. Obviously we might not get a single winner, but it's all a bit of fun. At the end of the day, I'm still wearing my gear. I've got my hoodie on. My voice is going. It's gone past midnight. I need to go to bed. I've got another early start tomorrow, and I'm feeling the heat. I'm burning out a bit, so I do need to get some sleep. But I love you all very much. I've got hat hair. Nina has cut my hair yesterday, so I'm looking pretty fly. Probably need to shave though. Missus would be going mad. Apparently I'm giving her, or scratching her nose and cheeks and stuff when I kiss her, so I need to get on my shaving. Also need to go to bed, but I love you all very much. Thanks for watching. Been waffling a bit and picking at my ear. Sorry about that. Nasty habits. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you very much. Thanks for watching. Good night.